Assalamu alaikum. Today we are here with our next lecture of public administration. We are studying about the different school of thoughts in the public administration. So let's continue. Till last class we have studied about the human relations school or the classical school of thought and the classical school of thought. Now we will move towards the behavioral school. The behavioral school looked at human motivation and social environment in which the organization work. They studied the behavior of the individuals in the organization and the effect of the behavior on organizational performance. For example, if someone is working in an organization and the behavior of the boss is very rude with its employees, then the output by the employees will not be as good as it can be. But as compared to if the behavior of the uh, boss is good to its employees or it is convenient to its employees, then ultimately the employee will perform more in a more good way or with all the motivation, uh, and ultimately that can be more helpful for the organization. Like if someone perform a very good task and the boss basically appreciate that person for his task and he or she motivate that person to perform it in a more good way, then yes, ultimately that is the best way to like get work or to own your human resource in an organization. Then what is behavior? Behavior is defined in general sense as action of people that are sorry, that are seen. As you can see in the figure, the behavior that can be seen is really tip of the ice being, and below this tip is the unseen attitude, thoughts, feelings, perceptions, motives, etc. The unseen attitudes, etc. drive certain behavior which is seen. Like it is basically a general sense of action. If I will have some kind of thoughts at the back end of my mind, then ultimately I will behave in the same way. If I will have a negative image about some person in the back end of my mind, then I won't be able to behave so nicely with the particular person. That will be a seen behavior. But what would be the not seen behavior? Those thoughts which are running in my mind or those feelings about that person which is running in my mind. So that is basically a not seen behavior. Same is with the organization. Ultimately, if the boss will behave good with its subordinate or with its employees, then what you can see is the good performance by its employees. If the boss is always rude its employees, and there is this culture of saying yes boss, then the subordinate would not be able to participate for the development of that particular organization. And as well as, yes, they of course they are the employees of the organization, but they have to perform, but they will be lack of motivation in performance. So this is all about the behavioral school. Same is with the state. If like if someone will uh, stand for election, and he will give all his hopes to the people that I will do this or this to resolve the matters in the state. And at the end of the day, when he is elected, so that will be his seen behavior, that what is his performance in the public office now. So yes, this is all about the behavioral school. Now we will study about the different contributors who contributed towards this particular school. So if we just look at this diagram, the human relations school and behavioral school have many things in common. Like there are some certain things that can be connected, because ultimately the behavior all linked with the human, and when the behavior with the human will be good, ultimately the human will perform in a more effective and efficient way. That is exact target in the public administration. First, both focus on motivation of the people. In human relations school, what they basically have taught about that whenever a human or the organization or the state need to own its human, they need to treat them in a good way. They need to provide them with all the services. They need to provide them with all the facilities so they can perform well. And same is and behavior is one of the attitude, or when one of the component that is to be asked to perform with your, or to practice with your employees, with your human resource, is to behave good with them. Like ultimately, because of your behavior, their performance will be affected in a good way or in a bad way. Then both emphasize clarity of the communication. Like even in human relations school, what we have seen, that there must be clarity of the communication. If top level management is taking a decision, then they must communicate that this is the decision that is taken by the top level management, and we wanted to achieve this goal. Ultimately, that must be communicated to the manager of the organization, to the middle level management. And what is the responsibility of the middle level management? To basically perform that task in a perfect way, and to take and to use their subordinates, like the lower level management, to use their subordinate in a right way to achieve that particular goal. So the organization must know about the goals of the organization. Sorry, the people or human relation must know about the goals of the organization, so they would be able to achieve it in a right manner. And whenever the top level management or the middle level management will behave good, will behave in a right manner with their subordinates, ultimately the task will be performed in a more better or in a more efficient way. Then they emphasize interpersonal relationship, how people relate with each other. Exactly. In human relations school, if boss or if a manager is behaving with someone in a good manner, and it is the person is not behaving in the same good manner with some other person, so yes, this can affect ultimately. How this can affect? Because people relate with each other. If I am performing the same task and I am not like treated by the boss with a good manner, and as compared to there is some other person, and he is doing the same, he or she is doing the same task, and he or she is praised for his activity, or he or she is praised for his performance, then yes, I can feel bad, and ultimately I will not be motivated as much in the future to perform that task as well, or I will just complete my duty. That when my top level management or when my boss is not appreciating my performance, then why I would just waste my energies on this particular task. So let the other person perform the task, and I will just fulfill my duty. I don't need to make any kind of extra effort in performing that particular task. Then both look at individual and group behavior of people in the group and individual behavior. For example, if as an individual, uh, I am a good person, I behave so nicely, and I don't have usually an issue with anyone. But whenever I have been asked to perform in a group, I have some kind of issues. What is the reason? Like I am a person who is performance oriented, who just perform his or her task at a specific time period, or at the given timeline. but there are some other members in the group who are not performing their task well. So this can particularly impact on my task. Like, it is a mutual task, the whole group has to perform this task, and the task I was given from this complete task, I have completed that task on time, but other members are not performing it. Then this can affect the behavior. Like, if individually I perform well, I behave good, but in group I couldn't behave well because other people are not performing, and because of their not performance, this can affect the task that I have done. So yes, these are the commonalities, or these are some common points between the human relation and behavioral school. So there's Douglas MC Georger. He gave this theory of X and Y, used most of the times if you gave the question of like CSS or PMS. So this question is usually asked by the examiner, that who gave the theory of X and Y and what was this theory. So according to, this is not a very, like, we can say, complicated theory. It is very simple. According, he basically set two theories, and according to him, like, theory of X gave the negative assumptions about the people who are working in an organization, like, for their behavior. Like, there are some, if we see that there is an individual in the organization who basically dislike doing work. When he dislike doing work, he will ultimately avoid the responsibility. When he will avoid the responsibility, so what is important? They need to be supervised. Like, the organization, if organization wanted to get some performance from that particular person, the organization have to supervise the task of that person so he can perform well. Like, organization have to give some extra efforts, or organization has to do some extra efforts to get the task performed from that particular person, the one who work in the organization, but he doesn't wanted to perform any task, or he always avoid doing his or her responsibilities. Then there's theory of Y. Theory Y is a positive assumption about the human behavior, as theory X is a negative assumption about the human behavior. Then theory Y is the positive assumption by the for the human behavior. It is just purely opposite to the theory of X. So according to the theory of Y, there are these assumptions. People accept responsibility. In X, they even just don't like work, but in Y, they accept their responsibility. When they accept their responsibility, they can exercise control. For example, they can supervise the task, they can control people, and they can get uh, like they can make them agree to perform the task, then have capacity to be creative. Like, ultimately, if you will give them a task, they will create some, or they will generate some creative way to perform that task, where they will achieve even more, which basically organization will have asked from them. Then can work as natural as rest or play. For example, if there is any kind of situation, they will perform. If they have to perform their task, they will perform their task in the best way. So there is Maslow's need hierarchy theory, where he has highlighted that how the human behavior, or how the different needs basically affect the human behavior. Even the person is an organization, even it is about the like state. uh, he basically highlighted that there are some basic needs, then there are some psychological needs, and then there is this portion where there is self fulfillment needs. Like, this is the point where all the needs are fulfilled, and ultimately the person perform in the best way uh, um, to because he has no tension at the back end. First is psychological needs. What are psychological needs? Everyone needs food, water, warmth, rest. These are the psychological needs. Then there are some safety needs. Ultimately, we need the security of the person, like security of life, safety of our goods, and this is the basic need. Whenever a human being is working in an organization, or even if you are running a state, what state have to make sure that it is fulfilling all the basic needs sorry all the basic needs of its general public. Like the state is providing them with the food, the state is providing with clean water, the state is providing them like enough resources so they can earn, and at the end of the day they would be able to do some rest. Then state is responsible for the security of their life and safety of their goods. These are the basic needs which are important to be provided by the state. Ultimately, when state will be able to provide these basic needs, the person will move towards psychological needs. What are the psychological needs? Belongings and love needs, intimate relationships, friends, or anything. Like when his basic needs will be fulfilled, now the person will make some friends. He will he will get married. He will have kids and all. Like if his basic needs are even not fulfilled, then how the person can move towards expanding his family or expanding his social circle, because he knows that for every relation or anything he need to satisfy his basic needs. Because if he's working all the time, he won't be able to make any kind of relationship, he won't be able to make any kind of friends. So when the basic needs will be fulfilled, then the psychological needs, and these are about the relationships and friends. Then there are esteem needs, a prestige and feeling of accomplishment. Yes, where the state basically appreciate, if it is about state, the state appreciate its individuals in the state who are contributing good in the economy of the state. So there is how state basically make him feel that his contribution to the development of the states are appreciated, and if he will perform like this in the future, he will be given some kind of incentive or anything. Same is with the organization. If all of these needs are fulfilled at the end of the time, the person will be performing in the best way, and what he needs, the prestige and feeling of accomplishment. The organization need to make him realize that he has done something good for the organization. And ultimately, if we will continue performing like this in the state, or sorry, organization, he will always be admired for his services. Then there is self fulfillment needs, where you basically these are self actualization needs, where you basically move towards the luxuries, achieving one's full potential, including creative activities. For example, he has a home, a big home, he has a car, the person has a car, or she has a home or a car, or we can say she has a family, he or she has kids, and they are very good in relationships, they have friends. Ultimately they are appreciated for their services. Of course they have basic needs and everything. So this is the point where there is that is the point of self actualization. uh, every According to Maslow's need hierarchy theory, Maslow's basically mentioned that every state need to make sure that its people must reach the level of self actualization. This is the that is how we can say that yes, the state is performing in a better way. In developing countries, you can only like reach to the level of esteem needs, but in developed countries, to reach the level of self actualization is the main task. Thank you so much. This is it for today. If you have any queries, you can definitely ask. We will continue the school of thoughts in the next lecture. Thank you so much.